Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has been a long time since I uploaded a video, so please bear with me on this. Today I'll be talking a little bit about Skye at Holland. So if you don't know, Skye at Holland is one of the 5 upcoming new launches that will happen in the 4th quarter of this year. So what they are going to be, it will be Skye at Holland, Zion Grand, Penrith, The Sand, as well as Faber Residence. Of course, Skye would be the first one to be launched and the preview is slated to be sometime next week. So in this video, I will do a rapid fire information about why people would want to buy Skye at Holland, why would people not want to buy Skye at Holland, as well as a quick analysis on the potential launch pricing that will take place over here. Alright, a quick brief about Skye at Holland is this will be the last GLS plot within the Holland vicinity, meaning to say after this project is launched and sold, there are no more land in the surrounding vicinity around the One Holland Village and Holland Village MRT station area. So basically this is the last chance for you if you want to buy something new that is very near to the action. What I mean by action would be your MRT station as well as a Holland Village shopping belt. So for your information, it's 300 meters walking distance to Holland Village MRT station and just right beside One Holland Village Mall. In this area itself, there are actually very little competition in terms of condo because majority of the developments here are smaller in size. So case in point will be Vis at Holland, Van Holland and Mui Residences, Enclave and so on and so forth. Those are a little bit older as well as what we call boutique developments. The only like-for-like comparison to Skye would be One Holland Village, which is developed by Far East, located right next door. The rest of the bigger developments within the immediate 1 kilometers are typically located in the Leiden area. So you have the Leiden, you have Leiden Residences, you have Leiden Green, you have Hill and Holland, you have 15 Holland and so on and so forth that are located not right within the heart of Holland, but probably a good 15 minutes walk away if you want to walk, and it's an upslope walk from that part of the town. Okay, so within the Holland Village area itself, there is basically only One Holland Village Residences as well as Skye that will be dominating the skyline of private residential in this area. Let's talk about some of the reasons why people will not want to buy into Skye at Holland. So obviously, Skye at Holland is not located within 1 kilometers to Henry Park Primary School, which is one of the most popular school in this area. So people that are specifically looking for something that is near MRT and yet within 1 km to the school may decide to give Skye at Holland a miss due to this particular factor. Number 2 factor that probably people will not want to buy into Skye at Holland is because of the density. So in this area, obviously you have the shopping mall right beside and you have another condo right beside, and then having 666 units within this area probably will cause a little bit of a congestion as well, because there will be people going to the mall and it will pass by around the Skye at Holland's vicinity, causing a little bit more of a heavy traffic. Then the third reason that I foresee why people will not want to buy into Skye at Holland is because of the number of units per floor. So if you take a look at the site plan over here, we have 2 blocks, 40 stories high, 666 units. On one block, you have 10 units per floor. On another block, you have 4 units per floor. So from a consumer perspective, come on, I'm paying multi-million dollars to buy a home in a very strategic and prime district. Why would I want to be located in a condo that has sharing with so many neighbors within the same floor? So that's from a point of a consumer. But however, if you look at the trend of condos in today's market, even projects like Upper House, which is also from the same developer located on Orchard Boulevard, that has more than 8 units per floor, it is very well received, and it shows that the consumer confidence is actually there and they are not really that particular about this problem. So those are the few reasons which I feel people will not want to buy into Skye at Holland. So next, let's talk a little bit about why people want to buy into Skye at Holland. So obviously, one of the strongest factor is its location. So it's located right beside One Holland Village Mall as well as 300 meters away from Holland Village MRT station. So the location itself would be a major pull factor to people looking to stay with this area and yet want to have the convenience of good connectivity as well as great convenience. And for investors, obviously something that is near amenities and near MRT station will naturally attract talent. So this is one of the strongest reason why people want to buy Skye at Holland. Okay, number two, obviously, again, it's the height of the building. So it will be the tallest residential development in this area at 40 stories high. So units that are on high floor facing the good class bungalow area will enjoy permanent unblocked view. So for buyers who wants to buy for own stay and wants that majestic unblocked view that is guaranteed and it won't be taken away, I think this will be one of the strong pull factor for them to consider buying a mid to high floor unit within Skye at Holland itself. And of course, number three is the developer is actually UOL, Capital Land, Singland, King Leong. So spearheaded by UOL, they have been well known in the market for offering developments that are reasonably priced with exceptional capital appreciation potential. So some of the examples that they have developed over the past is shown here in this list. So as you can see, all their developments thus far are profitable from the point of launch to the point of TOP, and yet even after TOP their demand remains relatively strong, hence there's still capital appreciation over there. And this is some of the examples just for your reference only. Okay, so next let's talk a little bit about the potential pricing that we will expect from the developer. As of now, they have released indicative pricing for a few units, in fact for 4 types only, or 4 particular units. So they are the two bedroom type, which is indicated at $1.51 million. The 2-bedroom premium, so that would be the 2-bed 2-bath variant. The 2-bedroom would be a 2-bed 1-bath variant, right? So 2-bed 2-bath or 2-bedroom premium is indicative at 1.76. So take note, these are the starting price, obviously. So for average price, probably it will be an additional $200,000 or $250,000 from this level. So making the average of a 2-bedroom to be around 1.7 for the 2-bed 1-bath, 1.9 for the 2-bed 2-bath, right? So that is my estimation. Now, just for disclaimer purposes, whatever that is outside of the 4 indicative prices are just my own wish, and my own best guess is not official from the developer nor from my agency. Alright, so the 3-bedroom indicative, meaning this is starting from price for a 3-bedroom, is around 2.4 million. The 4-bedroom, which is basically the 4-bedroom compact, will be from 3.34 million. And these numbers actually look pretty alright and fantastic for a location such as Holland Village, because if we were to do some research, which obviously I have done before I make this video, currently in the resale market, we talk about just within 1 kilometer of Holland Village MRT station, a 2-bedroom averagely is doing at around 2.2 million back in year 2025. So the whole of 2025, 1 kilometers around Holland Village MRT station, all the resale transactions, so not including any new launches, all the resale units 2-bedroom in this area is doing on average 2.22 million. Mean to say there are units that are transacted higher. Of course, there are also units that are transacted lower. But 拉上补下, you get 2.22 million. Alright, that's for 2-bedroom. For 3-bedroom is 3.32. 4-bedroom is 5.06 million, and a 5-bedroom obviously is 15.9 million. The reason why there's such a big gap between the 4 and the 5-bedroom is because there are currently no regular 5-bedroom units within this area. All the 5-bedrooms that you can potentially find in this area are the garden houses that you can find probably at 15 Holland Hill, 6,000 square feet garden house duplex, or a 4+ study being glorified into become a 5-bedroom, or even some of the older developments, the penthouse. So a normal regular single plate 5-bedroom units are not currently available within this area, making Skye at Holland's 5-bedroom super unique and super rare. in supply. So for those that can afford it, I think if you were to go for a 5-bedroom in time to come, buyers that want big units in the Skye with fantastic view, yours are obviously the only choice that they have. All right, so that's for the 5-bedroom. Okay, so interestingly, aside from comparing with the resale prices within this area, I've also compared to the indicative launches to what the past launches over the past 10 years in this area is like. So for the two bedroom, just for your information, so the launches happen over a period of couple of times, but of course I'm only narrowing down to the last 10 years, 2015 to 2025. So the first launch within this time frame was actually Leiden Residences back in 2016. So on average, back in 2016 when Leiden Residences was launched, the average 2-bedroom unit there was about $2.346 million. So that's quite a big gap. But of course, Leiden Residences is a high-end development which is positioned as an ultra lux part, and of course being freehold and large format, definitely there is that price quantum. But just for comparison, like 2.36 versus what we have here about 1.7, or even let's say on the high floor level 40 2-bedroom, maybe 2.1 2.2, it is still something that is significant in difference. All right, and then in 2020 all the way to 2023, we have a pool of launches. So in Chinese we call it Zipu launch lah. So what they are basically your Van Holland, your Hill at Holland, your Leiden Green lah, your One Holland Village, your Wilshire Residences, your Mui Residences. All these were launched within that time frame. So in 2020, where predominantly transactions were dominated by Leiden Green and One Holland Village, you get an average of about 2 mil for a 2-bedroom. 2021 dropped down to 1.7 because you will have the smaller developments like Hill at Holland and Van Holland that was launching. So units there would be the typical high 600, low 700 square feet unit types, right? So you get 1.7, and then in 2022 you get 1.93 million on average for new developments in 2022, and finally 2023, which is the last year before the end of all the new launches were sold in this area, average at about 2.1 million. So if let's say in Skye, whereby our 2-bedroom starting price 1.5, let's say on average is 1.7, 2-bed 2-bath starting from 1.76, let's say average at about 1.9, even 2 million, I think the average level that is going to be achieved at Skye is still potentially slightly below the average of the previous launches that was done in this area over the past 10 years. So basically what you can think of is getting back 2020, you're buying in 2025, but you're buying in at prices in 2021 or 2022. All right, so that's the kind of concept. So you can, I'm also observing this trend across the 3 and the 4-bedroom. So similar for the 3-bedroom, as you can see in this chart over here, I put a summary of all the 2, the 3, the 4, and of course 5 is unique. So nothing much to see except for the fact that there's 1 or 2 transactions by the garden or the penthouses, right? So 3-bedroom in 2016 when Leiden Residences was launched, it was 4.6 million on average. 2020 when this group of launches happened, it was 2.99 in 2020, 3.01 in 2021, 2.88 in 2022, and 3.17 in 2023. Then for 4-bedroom, 2016 when Leiden Residences was launched, it was average at 6.26 million. Wow, 6.0. Of course, the units there were big, so definitely 6.26 at that point in time is also something quite spectacular to consider. And then when we come to year 2020 to 2023, amongst this group of launches that happened almost consecutively, you get average prices of 4 mil in 2020, 6.4 million in 2021. So the reason why there's a significant jump is because in 2021 and 2022, 15 Holland Hill was launched. And take note, 15 Holland Hill is by King Leong, which is a brother sister company of UOL and a co-developer over here. King Leong's 15 Holland Hill is very similar to Leiden Residence. This is ultra high-end development whereby units over there are only large format. So your four bedroom there is like, wow, 4,000 square feet, 6,000 square feet. Hence, the average price was being pulled up because of this ultra luxury launch. So for 2022, the average price, because also of 15 Holland Hill, your average is like 5.41 million. So the reason why it came down is because it was averaged out with your Hill at Hollands and whatnot. That's why there's the average down. Okay. So I would suppose the Hill at Holland, the Leiden Greens, they are doing at about 4 plus 5 mil, and then you have this 15 Holland Hill that's doing like 6, 7, 8 mil. So on average out, it becomes 5 odd million. So in 2023, you get back to the normal price range is 4.25 million, because by then 15 Holland Hill will have sold out already with their big units. So as you can see, with our 4-bedroom here starting from 3.34, it seems like it is going to be below what the market average is doing. But of course, take note, this is for the smaller variant of the 4-bedroom. For the premium, of course, developer did not indicate what the indicative prices are going to be. The same goes for the 5-bedroom. But personally, if I were to use a starting PSF of about 2007, Agaration, I will get a 4-bedroom premium starting price to be around 4 million, 5-bedroom starting price to be about 4.8 million. So if we were to extrapolate this to the average, probably a 4-bedroom premium in the average zone to be maybe 4.3 mil, whereas the 5-bedroom to be about 5 odd mil. So you get especially for the 4-bedroom average pricing to be similar with what the market is doing currently. So you get something new at average market price. So that's basically the kind of comparison that we are going to do. And 5-bedroom, like I said, is a unique product. It's something that is not available in this area. So to get something at about 4.8 onwards to about 5-6 million, I think for somebody that appreciates high-rise living, that wants that premium unblocked view towards all the GCBs, your only choice would be at Skye at Holland. All right, so basically that is all for today. If you are keen to find out more about Skye at Holland, do feel free to reach out to me at 91005553, which I have included my number as well as my handles in the comment below. Do get in touch for a one-to-one consultation to determine whether or not Skye at Holland is the project that you can consider to buy, be it for your investment or for your family to stay in. So till the next video, that's all for now. Sayonara.